Hi there, it's Iain from Booth's Garden Studios. I'm sitting here with Alex. We're just looking at an early drawing of Irene Bizzell's Granny Annexe, which, if you've been following, you probably already know about it. But I've got Alex sitting next to me here, and I was going to ask him, Alex, what happened about the drainage? Because your house is a fair old distance from the house to the studio, so how did you get water up there, and how do you get rid of all the waste from the toilet and the shower and your sinks?
One of the difficulties that we had was the studio is lower than the house. Not massively, but enough to know that we couldn't get a gravity-fed wasteful system in. So what we had
All right,
to do...
so what you're saying then, this... in an ideal world then, would that have been slightly higher?
Slightly higher, yeah.
Right.
So although you can't see it and it's not much of a slope, it probably slopes down about, I don't know, 16, 17 inches from the house to the... So then we've got a manhole just
So
right...
is that... Well, yeah, Jamie drew that in. Is that a manhole then?
Yeah, so you've got
Right.
a manhole right
Okay.
that then linked into the main drains at the front of the house.
Okay. So the manhole... excuse my ignorance here, but a manhole is what? Is that for getting rid of wastewater?
Well, it's just an inspection. If you imagine that there's a pipe running along, and wherever there's a bend or wherever you want to access the pipe, because it would block. It's only a 100 mil pipe. It can block, so you want to be able to access it at all points, as many points as you can. So what that allowed, we tapped into that, but because it was above the entrance of the studio, what we did was we put in a pump station.
Oh, right, a pump station. We've discussed them before, haven't we?
So the pump station cost about £700, and then we ran...
And whereabouts did that go? Sort of to the left or the right?
To the left of the studio as you face the studio.
And so you can't see that in the photographs, though, can you?
No.
So where did you put it?
It's in
Down here?
Yeah, there's a tank
Below the studio?
below the studio.
Right.
There's an access lid that's available. I think Irene's got a plant on it.
So that explains... So when Irene has a shower, the wastewater goes down into this little tank.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to a certain level, a pump kicks in.
Yeah.
And where does it go?
That where you're going there.
Yeah.
Follow that all the way back to that manhole.
So it more or less just goes straight across...
straight across the ground.
To the manhole.
Yeah.
Over there. Okay, so more or less direct route.
And we used a 63 mil alkathene pipe.
All right. Okay.
So that it's a more flexible pipe than 110 mil pipe. So it's 63. So as soon as it fills up, bang! You if you were standing next to it, you would hear it shoot on, and next minute, within seconds, the tank is totally emptied.
Right. Okay. So that's that solved then. That's all the waste from her sink in the kitchen.
Yeah, and toilet.
And the sink here.
Yeah.
And the sink in here and the shower in here. All goes in that little tank, and it goes there. Okay, that's great. And so that doesn't explain how you got water to the studio.
Well, the water's relatively simple because that works on pressure. So that can go uphill. That's not... So the same trench that we put the pipe in for the waste, we put in a 20 mil alkathene pipe, and then we connect that in the house.
So where in your house did you connect to?
There's a bathroom on the back of my house as well, on the ground floor.
There's a bathroom somewhere here.
Yeah.
So you've got a pipe coming from that bathroom, and again, it must go underground, presumably.
Yeah. And then
did it follow the same trench?
It did. And into that same trench we put the electrical cable, which was, in this case, a 20 mil...
armoured cable.
20 mil. Well, it's 2.5 mil armoured cable we put down to it.
Right.
And we put a Cat 5... Not Cat 5, it's Cat 6 now. Cat 6 armoured cable, so that Irene's got the internet down there, so she can go on her...
And did you run a TV as well, coax?
Yes, we ran a coax cable
Right.
that we run from the Sky Dish, and she's got her own... she can't access... She just gets all the Freeview
Right.
TV. She could, I mean, if she chose to, she could have a Sky Dish.
Yeah.
You know, the Sky Dish is on the house, actually. She could have access to that if she chose to get the box. It wouldn't be that difficult to do,
Right.
but she's not that fussed about
Yeah.
watching.
So really, it's fairly straightforward then. It's basically a trench
Yeah.
from your house to this side of the studio, and that's
Yeah.
sorted all your connections out.
Groundworks are simple, they're just hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
That's
Physically hard work.
Yeah, physically hard work. You need guys that experience helps. I mean, because any man can dig a hole, but you get a proper groundworks team in. They'll take care of the lawn. They'll replace everything back to as good as it was before they started. You have got to be careful. You can't just dig a hole, leave that soil there for a couple of weeks. Speed is the
Speed's
essence.
quite important.
Yeah, because you can dig across a lawn, compact it back down. Within days, it'll be rerouted and back to the way it was.
Yeah.
But
I do always remember you telling me once when you were doing this for a customer many, many years ago, that in the process of digging your trench, you come across a double bed that somebody had buried in their garden.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get cables and pipes,
it's not ideal, is it?
We had disc cutters and we ground a lot of the bed away, But it just adds work. It's one of the things when you're costing a job, it's difficult unless you've got X-ray vision.
Yeah, because you're just not ever sure exactly.
Yeah,
what's
I came
under
across
there.
a big lump of concrete when I was digging in my garden. We had to dig it out, a huge lump of concrete. For some reason, we still weren't quite sure why it was there. It was to hold some sort of post up. It was whether it was a garden designed previously, but it was right in the way we wanted to go, and we had to dig it up and get rid of it.
Yeah.
But that is always the worry. If you're digging in soft soil, then it's easy to give a price, but you just don't know what's under the ground.
Yeah. Okay. And when it went to that tank below the studio, do the connections come up through this boiler cupboard?
Yes, all your connections come in there. So then your consumer unit's in there. That's your fuse box to you and I, where we bring in your electric, which then feeds all the studio. Your wastewater comes up in there, and your water comes up in there, and even your internet.
So that cupboard is actually really important.
That's the access point for everything to come into your studio.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. That's clarified that for me, and hopefully it's clarified that for whoever's listening. And if you've got any queries, just give us a shout. Okie doke. Bye.